Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today, and I'm here to take a look at a brand new preview for Black Myth Wukong. I guess they were showing this at Summer Game Fest, a couple hours at least, because I know that because Easy Allies said they got about 2 hours of it, and they seem very positive on it. I haven't watched their video, but maybe I should just watch their video over this one. But this is from IGN, of course. Black Myth Wukong, hands-on with an impressive first 2 hours. Ooh. So that sounds good, and it's also, it's a little on the shorter side, so that's nice. I just kind of want to hear some quick hands-on. I mean, I'll listen to other people, but that won't make the most interesting reaction, I'm sure. Anyway, so let's check this out. Let's go. Black Myth Wukong. Of course, I've been watching trailers for this ever since the first trailer came out, like 4 years ago. No. 4 years ago. That's crazy. I need to do a video where it's just all of Black Myth Wukong's trailers, every single one I've watched in one video. I need to do that more often when a big release is coming, because I think that would be interesting, just like a long video with timestamps or whatever, saying this one, this, And I watch a lot of trailers and gameplay too, so that might be interesting. Anyway, let's get to it. Black Myth, I guess this one might be included in that. Maybe just gameplay and trailers, I don't know. This will have gameplay though, I don't know. Let's get to it, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and play. Check out what good old IGN has to say.
A list of impressive looking Souls-like games.
Phantom Blade's looking really good too, and that comes out this year, right? It's looking so good. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oh, I didn't know that. Whoa! I didn't know there was gameplay available.
There's always been.
Oh wait, no, there was gameplay in the trailer. Never mind. Was there gameplay? Yeah, no. Wait, was there?
Feathers, all having solid showings this summer.
I guess so. That was true.
Season. But there's always been something extra special about
showings.
Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong.
Stunningly gorgeous.
It's the most special of them all.
Incredibly fluid. It's steeped in rich Chinese culture, and there's just something
immensely
immensely satisfying about playing as a Monkey King, beating up all sorts of mythical creatures with a giant extendable staff.
Yes, that comes out your ear.
While this isn't the first time IGN has gone hands-on with the game,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think I watched
personal first time with it, and after 2 hours of playtime with the opening chapter,
2 hours also,
I somehow walked away even more excited for its August 20th release.
Yes. Yes. I'm mostly excited because, I mean, it looks gorgeous, yes, but I'm mostly excited because I don't know anything about the actual Wukong, Monkey King, Journey to the West, any of that stuff. So the most I'm knowledgeable about it is Dragon Ball Z and Enslaved Odyssey to the West. And Forbidden Kingdom. That was that Jackie Chan Jet Li movie. Probably some other things here and there, but like those are the three, I guess. That's about it. And a lot of those are obviously borrowed from it more so than...
China has already done an extensive preview on what Wukong plays like on a late game build, with many techniques, stances, and transformations already unlocked, which is great because my 2 hours covered pretty much the very start of the game. The first thing that I noticed as I started playing was how fluid and fast Wukong feels to control. Many Souls-likes are built on a foundation of...
Dude, Stellar Blade was really good,
slower and more methodical combat.
Fast it was.
Wukong feels exceptionally quick.
It was fast and also slow at the same time. It was weird because it was definitely still more methodical than you would expect from a game that looks like that, where it's like flashy and fast and stuff, but it was still flashy and fast. So it was when it needed to be. It was like it was like a great combination of like actually like slow down and like think about how you want to attack this enemy, and also flashy killed zip, fun moves and stuff. And also the main reason why we played Stellar Blade.
There's actually no block button. Wukong can twirl his staff to block projectiles.
That's different than Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade relied on the block and parry. Well, you could dodge too, but it really relied on that.
But as far as melee attacks go, everything must be dodged.
That looks good.
To that end, there's a Bayonetta-style dodge system where you can dodge up to 3 times very quickly, but after the third one, you're punished with a lengthy recovery time to try and curb people from just mindlessly mashing the dodge button. Perfectly timed dodges will reward you with extra focus.
I love that every time we watch this, except right here, the UI is completely barren.
And once your focus bar has been filled, you get a focus point that allows you to chain a strong attack into your light combo string for a big chunk of damage. Later on, those focus points can also be spent.
So you're fighting a big rock man. That's pretty good. Dude, big bear! Look.
We'll get to a bit later.
Big bear! Yo, look at this big bear boy.
So as to a number of spells
Looks great.
that consume.
Sorry, I'm like just looking at the gameplay now. I'm trying to let me hear what
later on. Those focus points can also be spent on different types of special moves that you unlock in the skill tree.
Okay, so the more damage you do, you get these focus points. Okay,
we'll get to a bit later.
And you can use more special moves.
Wukong
That's simple. Yeah.
So has access to a number of spells that consume his mana. I only really got to play around with the immobilize spell, which, as you can imagine,
just stops an
enemy in their tracks and allows you to sneak in a few hits before the spell's effect wears off.
Or just one if you're fucking slow as shit, I guess.
Stronger enemies, and especially bosses, are affected by the spell much less, and sometimes they were able to shrug it off entirely. Even at just an early stage.
So some bosses will just like... I wonder what will happen when you do that to the stone guy.
Combat was a fun dance of...
Oh, this guy, yeah, we've seen him in the trailer.
Actively looking for opportunities to avoid enemy attacks and find openings, keeping an eye on my focus meter so that I can use a damaging heavy attack whenever I had the chance, while also managing my mana and cooldown for my immobilize spell. Eventually, I got my first transformation, which turns Wukong into an absolute beast, with much stronger attacks and a hugely damaging super attack.
Even through this compression and not being full 4K and me not seeing the game, I could see how good this game looks. Just even like the ground, all the little pieces of like rock and debris everywhere and stuff. Like the fire looks so good. Dude, they fucking put some effort. Black Loom, by the way.
Absolute beast. With much stronger.
Dude, how different the bosses are too. Like they're all so distinct visually and how they attack you and stuff. Like this guy banging these two things. The other guy was doing this. Bear guy was just ferociously attacking you. We saw the tiger dude before. He was kind of doing the same, but you're in like a blood like fountain thing. I guess it was supposed to be blood. It looked like blood. I think it was blood.
Their attacks and mission, which turns Wukong into an absolute beast, with much stronger attacks and a hugely damaging super attack that he can use out of a dodge if he manages to build up a focus point. One of his moves in this transformation is a lightning fast dash attack that made me feel like I had basically turned into
the hell happened there? That was really awkward looking, I'm not gonna lie.
They can use out of a dodge if he manages
he's slowed down, I guess.
Focus point. One of his moves in this transformation is a lightning fast dash attack that made me feel like I had basically turned...
You didn't even hurt him there. Did he hurt him?
One of his moves in this transformation...
But his health was already down a little bit.
Is a lightning fast dash attack that made me feel like I
hurt him a little bit.
Basically turned into the boss that I got the transformation from. Later on, I added another tool to my repertoire.
That's awesome. I keep hearing this game's gonna have a fucking insane amount of bosses too. So if that's true for each one, that'd be...
Tower stance, which swapped out my chargeable overhead strong attack for the
ability
to stand on my staff and avoid damage on the ground as long as
we've seen that before, but it's still so sick. All right, I do like. All right, so they're slowing it down just to show us. I don't think that's exactly necessary because, you know, we could have saw that in regular motion. I was a little confused earlier. It's slow motion and it looked really awkward. The little dash, whatever.
To stay on the staff long enough for a focus point to charge, I could spend it to leap off the staff, flip it around, and come crashing down with a powerful strike that felt incredibly cool to pull off.
Yes.
These stances, along with my general combat abilities, could all be upgraded through a level-up system that works a lot like Sekiro's. As you defeat enemies,
that just made people wet.
You'll gain will, which builds up a bar in the top right of the
Still
screen.
haven't played Sekiro. Well, I know I have. I played like a few hours. I'm not a big Souls-like guy. I don't know. Stellar Blade was kind of pretty much Souls-like. I mean, it wasn't that hard. I mean, it was challenging. It definitely was. But as long as you keep a bunch of items on you and stuff, and you'll do fine. You know. And I played. To be fair, I played on normal. Harder, obviously, that's probably different. But
full, you gain a spark, which can be used to purchase upgrades from one of your various skill trees.
I will say though, whenever I was fighting a boss towards the end of the game, I was having some issues. I will say, to the point where I just kept buying those things that revive you. You don't get back any of your healing things, but you get one last chance. I had to use those multiple times through the ending.
You can't lose it. You can even add that point wherever you want, not just enemies. You'll gain will, which builds up a bar in the top right of the screen. When the bar is full, you gain a spark, which can be used to purchase upgrades from one of your various skill trees.
Okay, cool. So it's a level up bar, like experience bar.
And bank a point, you can't lose it. You can even add that point wherever you want, not just at a shrine, which serves as Wukong's version of a bonfire-like checkpoint.
Right.
However, if you die before you manage to fill the bar, a portion of that experience will be lost in
only a portion.
Like fashion.
Well, only a portion though. If you had all that experience when you're in the Souls game, you lose. Well, can you get it back?
Don't let that trick you into thinking that Wukong is an easy game though, because it certainly is not.
We get some fucking put on fire. Look at everything get on fire, dude. The fire. They were really proud of their fire. You could tell.
Bosses
There's
are
a lot of
relentless,
fire in
and
this
even
game.
more so in their second phases, and you only have a scant few restorative potions to keep yourself alive.
Right.
I also managed to find a secret
It's gonna be
boss room
hard.
behind a waterfall that took me to a dragon boss that absolutely wrecked me. Fortunately, you can teleport from shrine to shrine, so
Nice.
you can come back
You can come back whenever you want. Okay,
much
cool.
later down
Cool,
the
cool,
road
cool.
once you've upgraded your gear.
I was a little worried how linear this game is going to be because every gameplay we've seen hasn't been like, there hasn't been like open areas, which I'm fine with actually, totally. Yeah.
And add some more points into your skill trees.
Cool.
And speaking of gear, I didn't manage to find all that much.
I feel like this game's coming out at the perfect time too. I'll probably get on PS5 because the physical for Xbox will come later, obviously. Actually, the whole game will come later. Actually, oh man, I forgot PS5. If you get on PS5, you just get a code, right? That sucks. I do want the game though, so it's just like I was thinking like, oh, maybe live and run with it. No, I'm not waiting that long. Fuck that.
But I did find enough to at least know that there are sets of armor that grant extra bonuses
Cool,
for wearing
cool.
multiple pieces of gear from that set. The levels themselves were fairly linear with a couple of branching points that led to some sort of treasure or
That's funny. I was just talking about the age, bro.
item pickup. The real star of the show, though, were the boss battles.
Yes.
Even in just 2 hours, I fought against a wide variety of bosses.
Wow.
From a speedy wolf boss that I snagged.
I figured, yeah, this guy too. I figured the gameplay he was showing me wasn't all from his 2 hours, but maybe they actually were. Like, do you really felt like, how many have we seen so far? Like 5 or 6?
First transformation from, to a mule-kicking frog in human clothes,
What the fuck?
to an extremely difficult 2-phase battle against a snake man. All in all, I greatly enjoyed my
Snake
time with
Man.
Black Myth Wukong. Even in just 2 hours of playtime, I felt like I got to experience a lot of combat progression,
From last year,
and am excited to see how things will continue to evolve as the game goes on. We won't have to wait much longer to see how the full game shakes out, as Black Myth Wukong releases on PC and
Yep,
PlayStation
only 2 months.
5
Little
on
2 months.
August 20th.
Only a little bit over 2 months, baby. That's gonna come by so fucking quick, dude. I was just like, I blinked and it's like the year's already halfway over. It literally is, right? I mean, not obviously not. We're not at the end of June yet, but we're halfway through June. It means we're pretty close to halfway through the year. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I was playing shit in January. I was just playing Prince of Persia that came out in January. I was like, this game's great. Then February, March. Time flies, bro. It really does, and it's scary that it does like that. And I'm not even particularly having that much fun, so I can't even say like time flies when you're having fun. And that was a pretty good little preview. I'm sure I'm gonna watch a lot more, but I figured I'd watch that one. Oh no, it's not the worst remake of all time, but it's not good, and that's for sure. Worst remake of all time is either Martyrs, The Fog, or what else? Wait, is this a different thumbnail, or is this the thumbnail? Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, game looks like it's going to be really good. I'm very, very excited about it, and I'm hopeful that that ends up turning up. I hope it's good. Anyway, that's it. Bye.